I was raised in San Valley, actually.
Oh, okay.
Born in Pasadena, but I've lived here since 1980, and I've always painted.
Is painting your main source of income?
No, actually my husband is. My computer programmer.
Oh,
He's
okay.
retired now. I have made enough money selling my artwork to support my artwork, and I do traveling. So
Oh.
it's been good for me.
Yeah. Did you go to school?
I would.
How far did you get?
I did not graduate from one college, but I would take art classes wherever. Southwestern Art College, River Valley, I went to Valley College for years, and I would take classes from workshops or private people who would give lessons to 4 or 5 people at a time. Kind of classes ongoing.
Oh, okay. How did you move here to San Diego?
My parents retired here in the 70s, and I came to visit them one time, and it was amazing. Beautiful. Just amazingly beautiful. And as soon as we got here, I looked into the art community and saw people displaying here and asked how I could get in, and we journeyed to be here.
Oh, okay. Did you live here in Coronado before?
I moved here in 1980, and I started showing after being juried in here in 1986.
Juried as in...
To belong to the Coronado Art Association and show, you have to present your artwork, like 5 items of one medium, like watercolor or oil or colored pencil. And we have a jury about once every year. And I was accepted.
Yay!
And I have probably, in my career as an artist, sold over 600 pieces. That does include maybe a small one, but pretty good. Keeps me busy. I love it.
What's the most expensive piece of art you've sold?
$3,000. It was the oil of a woman sitting in a window way reading books.
Just 2 more questions. One, what are your main concerns for the community or San Diego? Some people are concerned about environment.
I'd say education for children, being exposed to a healthy lifestyle, how to live a well-rounded life, and that the parents themselves have support in raising healthy children. I'd say that's, for San Diego, my biggest feeling.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I'm going to school to become a teacher because I feel like the education is like the main thing we can invest in if we want to change how the current state of things.
You're right, and I think the hardest thing for teachers that are coming out of college is not get burned out.
Yeah.
Because pay is not very good, and you don't know where you're going to be able to teach. You don't know who you're going to work with, but there's more power to you because encouragement. I think you need to build a support group if you're going to be a teacher right away. So when you feel down or you feel like you need to bring soup and crackers and something for the kids to eat. A lot of kids come to school and they're hungry.
Yeah.
And they can't learn if they're hungry. They just, their free meal at lunchtime might be and art. I think art should be in school all the time.
That's like one of the things that they took from funding.
Art and music, first thing to go. The first thing they feel there's no real need for, and have a balanced education.
Why do you think art and music are important part of education?
Because it touches the soul. It's personal. Math, science, history, all something that is a necessary component of education. But when a child is introduced to the arts, they can personalize it. They can take what they really feel is good from that and go with it.
The last question, is there any family sayings or quotes that's inspired you? Or you've always kept in mind?
Just do it.
Why do you think that saying is important?
Sometimes you just feel like there isn't anything to keep you going. And if you have a little motto, something that'll just sticker on the wall or something, that's right.
Cool, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you betcha.
Not only is it killing our pollinators, it's poisoning our water, our air, it's poisoning the soil, the further.
Do this, you can. Go look it out, man.
Are you currently attending school right now?
No, I just graduated like a few months ago.
Okay, what are your educational goals?
I'm looking to pursue a bachelor's degree in music because I just graduated from Los Angeles Recording School and I got my associate's degree in recording arts. So I'm trying to extend that.
If you get those degrees, what's your career?
I'm looking to be a sound engineer slash producer.
Just two more questions. Do you have any community concerns like the environment or education or like politics or something?
I think that they should push for more arts in school and have more electives as arts so that kids can, you know, I'm looking for the word, but you know, express their talent at a young age.
Yeah.
Because I feel that there's not much school for music in high school and middle school. I feel like they should extend on that stuff because there's band, but that's not necessarily my style, and I feel like that's not a lot of people's style. A lot of people like to make music and make beats, not necessarily orchestra type stuff. So I think that they should extend on music classes in high school.
So the last one, what are your inspirations and why?
Inspirations, I have a lot of inspirations, but as in people, I'd have to say Wiz Khalifa. Now, this might be kind of questionable because I feel he's been my kind of the one that I look up to as somebody who inspires me to do what you want to do, pursue you as you, not try to go for something else just because that's the way that it's supposed to be. Do you, and everybody will like that.
Thanks, man. Hey, is it cool if I could get like a little shot of your tattoo? Because you know how you're talking about music and stuff, right?
Yeah, dude.
Sure.
Well, I was raised in a I guess, lower middle class environment. My dad was in the military. He was always away from home, and I come from a family of 4 sisters and 3 brothers. And my dad's family came from a larger family. He came from he had another brother, and he had 12 sisters. I grew up in the lower class neighborhoods of San Diego, and looking white. I didn't quite fit in all the time. As much as I wanted to. But things were kind of rough growing up. People think they have it rough as a minority. As a real minority, and here I am looking like a white guy in a pretty much mixed black and Mexican neighborhood. It was pretty tough. We didn't have a whole lot growing up. The kids nowadays have so much. And technology has come so far, but for the most part, we were just, we lived really, really simple. And we didn't have a whole lot. But we made ends meet.
Okay. My first question is, how would you describe American culture?
How would I describe American culture? I would say that American culture is really, really biased. A lot of politics. And a lot of people that are talented or want to go places don't have that opportunity because they don't get recognized, or they don't get the opportunity. So I think growing up in America today is probably even tougher than it was back then, because now you don't have the simple family values that you used to have, and people people would live on that, and nowadays, just to keep my kids clothed they want everything like everybody else, so it's tough, and the kids nowadays have a lot more peer pressure than I had growing up, so I think it's probably the best that there is, but I think that a lot could be done better, as far as our government goes.
What do you think are some pros and cons of various social classes?
Well, I think the cons for being in the wealthy social class is that a lot of people are handed down these big businesses or corporations or big sums of money, and they don't know what it's like to work for an honest dollar, and they probably never really appreciate what they have, I know people that have lots of money, but they're not content, if you're in the middle class, that's probably the best spot to be. Because you can see both spectrums of the lower class and the higher class. But do you really appreciate what you have today? You know what I'm saying? Coming from a lower class family, which we didn't have hardly anything. I was working when I had a paper route when I was 9 years old. I was up in the morning at 4 o'clock, delivering papers. And in today's society, you can't do that, But I think I'm fortunate that where I'm at today, because I haven't lived poorly, but we've been without, but we've always managed to make it, So I think growing up the way I did, I appreciate the family values, and there's a lot more respect from my era, they respect elders, and nowadays kids don't seem to have that,
Yeah. Can you give me 3 words that individually describe each social class? So 3 for each, the upper, middle, and lower class?
For the upper class, I would say cold. How would you say? Not feeling, not to feel, and not to know, not to share. For the middle class, I would have to say that, strength, accomplishment, and goals, for the lower class, I would put like hope, chance, and opportunity.
Do you think your social class affects you or others in a sense of attitude, appearances, or experiences?
It's my definitely. I think that's really important. As far as representing yourself, or representing your culture, or representing your family. It's important, and I worked hard to get where I'm at today. It's like a lot of schooling, and here I am, 55 years old, back in school again. And it seems like it never stops. But I got a lot of gratitude knowing that nobody gave me anything. I had to do it myself, and you know what? No one paid my way. I don't know a whole lot of people that had been as fortunate as myself. Because even plugging away and going to school and stuff like that is so competitive in my field that it's hard. There are people out there with bachelor degrees in fire science and looking for seasonal firefighting jobs.
Yeah.
So that's how competitive it is. So I think that coming up from where I came and not having a whole lot, and having a door open for me and taking that opportunity and going with it.
What type of goals do you have set in your life right now?
Well, I'm always setting goals, and raising the bar, and I'm at that point in my career where when I turn 60, I'm gonna have to find another position within the fire service. I'm an engineer right now. I've been captain, and I don't want to be chief. So I'm looking at probably going out in the field of arson investigation. Whether it be on my own, contracting with insurance companies, or maybe even working for a fire district. If I was hired.
Okay. Why wouldn't you want to be a fire chief?
Just a lot of politics and paper pushing. It's not. It's not that. It's not because it's a difficult job. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of logistics and finance stuff that I'd rather not do. I'd rather be involved in the solution to a problem or something like that.
Okay. What are your inspirations?
What are my inspirations? Oh, definitely music. My kids, my wife, and my dad's probably my biggest inspiration, because my dad was in the military for over 20 years, and he died at an early age. He was 37, and you know what? He was sharp. I remember my dad. He's probably why I am the way I am today.
So, what are your main concerns right now for community, future, and life?
Well, I think one of my main concerns right now is this new Obamacare plan that just kicked off, and and people that can't afford medical insurance, that are in the lower class, have to get it. And that means spending what little they have for medical care. And really, I don't think it's fair that you force that upon somebody. That's one of my concerns, and another one of my concerns is all this gun violence is out there, and it's so political now that they think that by taking away guns, it's not gonna solve the problem. The problem is society. It's what the media does to this stuff, because all these people they're pretty much, if you look at it, they're like copycats. People want to gain fame today, and they're doing it the wrong way. People are going out there and killing people, and big hurts of people. And you know what? That's something that didn't just come about because of guns. You take guns away from the people that have the right to bear arms, and then only criminals will have guns. You outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. You know what I'm saying? So that's another one of my main concerns. Just where the education has gone for, like my kids, They don't have shop classes, and they don't get to do art stuff. So they don't get any hands-on stuff, you know. So, I mean, other than a lot of computer stuff, and I'm not saying that that's wrong, but you know what? You know, when you go out in the world and you're on your own, and you don't have any living skills, it's tough, you know. And nowadays, kids don't have that. It seems like, you know.
Just the last thing, is there any family sayings or quotes that have inspired you throughout life so far?
Yeah, my dad always says, I'd rather shoot for the stars and miss than shoot for the gutter and make it, you know?
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. That was cool.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Bien.
No.
Tú.
¿Cómo están?
Bien.
Así responde el pueblo, por favor. Estamos unidos por una sola causa. ¿Lo saben? Sí. ¿Lo saben? Sí. Eso es lo que nos une aquí el día de hoy. Es importante que pasemos la voz de nuestra presencia en este momento, porque es histórico cada hecho que nosotros realizamos. ¿Para qué? Para que la gente, el pueblo que está en sus casas, que está trabajando, que no pudo estar con nosotros el día de hoy, sepa que es un aniversario más de la muerte luctuosa de Emiliano Zapata.
Hello everyone, my name is Monica Mejia, and now that we've gotten to the ending of this documentary, I just kind of wanted to take a moment and reflect on what I've learned from completing this assignment as far as social class. The main lesson that I learned was how important education is to a society. For each of the people I interviewed, education was definitely a community concern in which all the social classes shared. Being an American in lower class, I've learned that education improves your chances in social mobility, and that I'd like to refer to the documentary People Like Us with the statement that they made, how Americans choose not to admit social class exists because it goes against our American values. Doing this assignment proved to me how social class exists and how it affects a society. Just through attending these events, social class within each community determined what resources they'd have available in planning activities or even advertising for the event itself. The effect that social class had on these events include the attendance, meaning who was going to be attending and how many of them would attend, and also the standards for celebration, meaning how they'd celebrate, which also coincides with the activities that they'd have to offer to ensure community involvement. In reference to the movie People Like Us, if Americans truly believe social class goes against our values, then I suggest we encourage our government to invest furthermore into our educational system, ensuring that all programs are financed, such as art and music, even child development centers. I believe education will not only eliminate social class, but it will also help us work towards a better America, an America that truly stands for equality, an America with a government that cares for its people and not for their wealth. And to close up, I'll leave you guys with a quote. To close up this documentary, I'm going to leave you guys with a quote that's always inspired me throughout my life, which is, you can, you will, and you must.